Remember those colorful little gummy bears we all loved as kids? They were small, chewy, and bursting with fruity flavor, perfect for snack time or sneaking from a candy jar. But have you ever wondered how much they've changed over the years? Today, gummy bears aren't just sweet anymore, they can be sour, spicy, and even glow in the dark. Crazy, right? So, what goes into making these fun and wobbly treats? How do they go from simple ingredients to the gummy bears we see in candy stores? In this video, we're taking you inside the factory to see how gummy bears are really made. Are you ready to discover the sweet secrets behind your favorite chewy candy? If you love learning fun facts like this, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button for more tasty stories. The origin of gummy bears. Before gummy bears became the chewy treats we all know and love, they started in a tiny kitchen in Germany. Back in the 1920s, a man named Hans Riegel had a simple but sweet idea while drinking his coffee. What if candy could be shaped like a bear and be fun to chew? And just like that, the gummy bear was born. Hans lived in a town called Bonn, and he started a small candy business called Haribo. The name came from the first two letters of his name and the town, Hans. Riegel Bonn. In the beginning, gummy bears were pretty simple. They only came in one flavor, lemon, and they weren't even colorful yet. But people loved them. And soon, gummy bears began to grow in popularity. By the 1960s, they were being sold all over Europe, with new fruity flavors like orange, raspberry, and cherry. Kids had them in their lunchboxes, parents brought them to parties, and even doctors gave them out as little rewards. Easy to carry, tasty to eat, and fun to chew, gummy bears quickly became a favorite treat for everyone. Why are they called gummy bears? The name gummy bear comes from the German word Gummibar, which means rubber bear. But don't worry, they don't taste like rubber at all. They're soft, chewy, and full of fruity flavor. The gummy part of the name comes from their bouncy, chewy texture. It's kind of like Hans Riegel was saying, "This candy is fun, and it'll stick with you, literally." That chewy feel is what makes gummy bears so fun to eat, one bite at a time. From Germany to the world. Gummy bears didn't stay in Germany for too long. By the 1980s, they had traveled all the way to the United States, and people loved them. Soon, they were everywhere. On TV commercials, in kids' shows, and even in funny videos that went viral. From a small kitchen in Germany to becoming a candy superstar around the world, gummy bears really made it big. They're not just candy anymore, they're a part of pop culture. Let's go inside the factory. All right, enough of the sweet backstory. Now let's find out how gummy bears are made today. Ever wonder what goes on inside a candy factory? How do they get that soft, chewy texture and bright, fruity colors? Let's take a peek behind the scenes and follow the gummy bear on its journey. From simple ingredients to the tasty little bear in your hand. Step 1. Choosing the raw materials. Every gummy bear starts with a mix of simple but important ingredients. First, there's sugar to make it sweet, and glucose syrup to give it that smooth, soft texture we all love. Then comes gelatin, which makes the gummy bear chewy and fun to eat. A little citric acid is added for a small tangy kick. And of course, flavoring and food coloring give each bear its fruity taste and bright color. All these ingredients have to be high quality to make sure the gummy bears not only taste delicious, but are also safe to enjoy. Step 2. Sweeteners, sugar, and glucose syrup. Sugar is the key ingredient that makes gummy bears so sweet. It's usually made from sugar beets or sugar cane and gives gummy bears their yummy flavor and smooth texture. Before it's used in candy, sugar is refined to make it perfect for the mix. Then there's glucose syrup, another type of sugar, often made from corn or wheat. Glucose syrup helps keep gummy bears soft and chewy so they don't turn hard and crunchy. It works by stopping the sugar from becoming too firm, making sure the bears stay easy to bite into. Together, sugar and glucose syrup give gummy bears their perfect, sweet, and chewy texture that everyone loves. Step 3. Gelatin's the secret to chewiness. Here's the magic ingredient that makes gummy bears so chewy: gelatin. Gelatin gives gummy bears that soft, bouncy texture we all love. It's made from animal collagen, usually from pigs or cows, and comes in powder or sheet form. When gelatin is melted into the hot candy syrup and then cooled, it turns into a gel. This is what gives gummy bears their signature chewiness. For vegan gummy bears, some candy makers use plant-based options like pectin or agar instead of gelatin. But traditional gummy bears still rely on gelatin to achieve that perfect, satisfying texture. Whether it's the classic version or a plant-based alternative, gelatin plays a big role in what makes gummy bears so fun to eat. Step 4. Citric acid, that extra zing. Citric acid, which comes from lemons and limes, adds a zesty, tangy flavor to gummy bears. It helps balance out the sweetness, giving them that perfect mix of sour and sweet. Besides flavor, citric acid also helps preserve the candy, keeping it fresh and tasty for longer. Step 5. Flavor and color. This is where gummy bears really come to life. The flavors are mostly fruity, like strawberry, lemon, lime, orange, and raspberry. They can be made with either natural or artificial ingredients. The colors match the flavors too: red for strawberry, yellow for lemon, green for lime, and so on. To get these colors, candy makers often use natural sources like beet juice or spinach powder, but they can also use synthetic food dyes. This adds a fun, vibrant touch to each gummy bear, making them as colorful as they are tasty. So, the next time you enjoy a gummy bear, remember, it's not just about the flavor. It's about the fun colors too. Step 6. Eco-friendly candy. Today, many candy companies are becoming more eco-friendly. They're choosing ingredients from farms that use good practices, like organic and non-GMO sugars. They're also focusing on humane sources of gelatin and using natural colors and flavors. This way, gummy bears aren't just delicious, they're also better for the environment. Step 7. Mixing the ingredients. Once all the ingredients are ready, it's time to mix them together. First, sugar and glucose syrup are dissolved in hot water, creating a smooth base. Then, gelatin is carefully added to prevent clumps. Once the gelatin melts, citric acid, flavors, and colors are mixed in. The whole mixture is heated and stirred until it's smooth and even. The temperature needs to be just right for the perfect texture, too hot or too cold, and it won't pour properly. Everything must be carefully controlled to get that perfect gummy texture we love. Once it's all blended together, it's ready to be poured into molds and turned into the fun little gummy bears we enjoy. Step 8. Molding the bears. Now comes the fun part: shaping the gummy bears. The hot candy syrup is carefully poured into molds, shaped like tiny bears. These molds are usually made from flexible silicone or metal to make sure the gummy bears come out just right. In large factories, machines use special nozzles to pour the syrup into the molds with precision. This helps keep the process fast and smooth. But here's where things get tricky. If the syrup cools too quickly, the gummy bears might become hard or lose their shape. On the other hand, if it's too hot or unevenly poured, the bears might end up with bubbles or weird shapes. That's why everything needs to be done perfectly. The process requires careful attention to temperature and timing. The goal is to make sure each bear comes out looking cute and smooth with no air bubbles or defects. When it's done right, you get those delicious, chewy gummy bears we all love. Step 9. Cooling and setting. Once the molds are filled, the gummy bears are moved to cooling chambers, which are like a big fridge. The temperature in the chamber is really important because it helps the gelatin set just right. If the bears cool too quickly, they can become too hard. If it's too warm, they get sticky and lose their shape. The ideal temperature for cooling is around 65 DEGF, and it usually takes several hours for the gummy bears to firm up properly. Humidity also plays a big role in this process. If there's too much moisture, the bears can get soggy, and if there's not enough, they can dry out and lose their chewy texture. Getting the right balance of temperature and humidity is key to making sure the gummy bears stay soft and delicious. After several hours of cooling, the bears are firm enough to handle without losing their shape. This careful process ensures that each gummy bear has that perfect bouncy texture we all love. What happens next? Packaging and more. After the gummy bears have cooled, they're carefully taken out of the molds. To keep them from sticking together, they're lightly coated with beeswax or vegetable oil. Then, each bear goes through a quality check to make sure it looks good and tastes just right. Finally, the gummy bears are packed into bags and shipped off to stores around the world, ready for you to enjoy. A tiny bear with a big journey. So, the next time you eat a gummy bear, take a moment to think about its journey. It's not just sugar and flavor. It's also a mix of creativity, science, and a whole lot of fun. From a small kitchen in Germany where Hans Riegel made the first gummy bear, to the big modern candy factories of today, these tiny bears have traveled a long way. Isn't it amazing how something so small can have such a big story? Who knew a chewy little candy could be a part of history too? If you enjoyed learning about the sweet world of gummy bears, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more fun and tasty stories every week.